Peace to everyone, and welcome back to the Exodus Code. In previous episodes, we navigated the outer courtyard, resolving our legal debt at the bronze altar and calibrating our condition at the bronze laver. Today we step past the heavy linen veil and enter the golden interior of the holy place. Positioned on the northern wall sits an object of intense structural beauty and covenant power, the Table of Showbread. This is not just a piece of furniture. It is an official royal banquet table, establishing an unbending legal reality regarding divine supply, presence, and intimacy. Let us run an architectural analysis on the table itself. God commands Moses to build a table from acacia wood, encase it entirely in pure gold, and measure it 2 cubits long, 1 cubit wide, and 1.5 cubits high. Around the top edge, God mandates a gold crown molding a handbreadth wide, serving as a security border. This rim guaranteed that nothing sitting on the table could slide off or be compromised while the tabernacle was transported through rugged wilderness terrain. Every Sabbath, the priests arranged 12 fresh loaves of unleavened bread baked from fine flour into 2 stacks of 6 and poured pure frankincense on each stack. These 12 loaves represented the 12 tribes of Israel and were called Lechem ha-Panim, the bread of the face, meaning the bread must sit before God continually. This means that even in the dark, silent chambers of the desert tent, the nation of Israel was legally positioned face to face with the raw presence of the Almighty, resting on a table of pure gold. To eat at someone's table in the ancient Near East was the ultimate declaration of peace, alliance, and shared life. It meant your hostility was entirely buried. Along with the bread, God commands the forging of gold plates, dishes, flagons, and bowls for pouring out drink offerings of wine. Every single week, the priests entered the room to consume the bread and participate in a covenant banquet with Yahweh. God wasn't eating the bread. He is spirit and requires no metabolic fuel. God was hosting the feast. He was declaring to his people, "You are not slaves catching crumbs under the table. You are dignified guests seated at the royal table of the King." How does Jesus Christ fully decode and execute this golden station under the new covenant? In John chapter 6, the crowds follow him across the sea, demanding a material miracle, material bread like the manna of the wilderness. But Jesus completely reframes their consumer loop, dropping a massive architectural truth. "I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me shall not hunger, and whoever believes in me shall never thirst." Jesus is the true Lechem ha-Panim, the living bread of the face. He spent his entire earthly life in perfect, unbroken, face-to-face communion with the Father, and through his cross, he became the ultimate sustenance that satisfies the deep spiritual famine of the human soul. Think about the immense operational shift this creates for us under grace. In the old economy, only the physical descendants of Aaron could step into the holy place and eat the showbread. The average citizen was locked outside the curtain. But the moment the veil tore at Golgotha, the holy place was thrown wide open. Through Christ, you have been elevated to a royal priesthood. You have a legal, contractual right to sit at the table of supply every single day. You no longer have to live with a spiritual famine mindset, anxiously hustling to prove your worth or begging for validation. Your place at the table is secured, your supply is guaranteed, and you are face to face with the King. The metric written into the law is perpetual continuity. There was never a single second of the day or night where that table sat empty. The moment the old bread was removed on the Sabbath, the fresh loaves were instantly laid down. It was a 24/7 visual proof that God's covenant commitment to feed, sustain, and protect his people never experiences an outage. His face is constantly fixed on your preservation. Let's run a critical inventory audit on your soul's fuel tonight. Where are you eating? Are you living with a famine mindset? running your mental engines on empty, fueled by the anxiety of trying to survive on your own metrics? Are you an outer court dweller, keeping your relationship with God distant and formal? Or are you a table-rested priest? Step past the curtain tonight. Look at the gold table of the King. Quiet the frantic noise of the market. Feast on the sufficiency of Jesus Christ, and let his presence fill your internal cavities with absolute peace. As we bring episode 3 to a close, let's stand in the warm, golden light of the holy place. What anxiety are you carrying that the King hasn't already accounted for on his table? The bread is fresh, the border is secure, and your seat is waiting. Step into the presence, lock your eyes on the face of grace, and be completely sustained. Thank you for watching. In our next episode, we will pivot to the southern wall of the room to investigate the glowing biological geometry of the golden lampstand. God bless you. It is all about Jesus.